complaints about the Honda CRF300L is the terrible lean angle when you put this back on the side stand. So you can see here it really doesn't look bad on camera, but in real life it's pretty severe. I mean, I can just barely pick up on this back and it's starting to tip over, especially when you have the front fork at full lock here. So got a little product here ordered from a place called Altrider. It's a kickstand extension. As you can see, I already have a bigger foot pad on here to give it about 1/4 of an inch of height over on the factory, but it's not really working out. So anyway, I saw this on Altrider's website, so I thought I would give it a try. So let's check it out here, see what it's gonna look like. So just for reference, we'll do just a little angle check here. So I'm just gonna put it flat with the bottom of the foot peg and just slide it over till it touches the back. So at full lock on factory kickstand, looks like we're about 9 degrees. So we'll see what it looks like when we put the new one on. Alright, so here's the new kickstand, and one thing I like about this Altrider deal, if you notice there's a QR code, and so when you go to that, it takes you right to their product page. Tells you all about the adjustable aluminum side stand, and then there's also a video link here you can click. You'll see here it's install instructions. So pretty neat. I do like that. Just thought I'd mention that. Pretty neat how they did that. So I don't know what's in the box. We'll find out. Alright, so in the box here, little tube of thread locker. Fantastic. Didn't know this came with it. That's pretty nice. That's a spring puller tool. See, there's a little offset to it. These come in real handy working on motorcycles, but this allows you to hook the spring and then pull it over, which can sometimes be kind of difficult. So that's neat. Even after this is done, I got a tool here. Alright. Nice big fat kickstand foot there, like that. Couple of screws. And then here's the main portion of the kickstand here. So anyway, this is everything that comes with it. So it looks like it should be pretty simple. So let's see what tools we'll need. Alright, so if you got a bike stand, that's great. You know, I have 2 or 3 of them. I'm just too lazy to go get one out of the basement. So I'm just using the old gold Toyota here. I just barely broke over level and just gently leaned it on the bumper. So that's gonna be fine. It's gonna be sturdy. I always keep a little Velcro around my handlebar strap just for this thing, so you can see I got the front brake locked. So it shouldn't fall over or anything, but just be careful of that. But anyway, this is how I'm doing it. So first things first, let's get the factory kickstand off here. So the spring is always the fun part. So I'm just gonna hook this spring. I'm gonna try it on the top, maybe the bottom. All right. And we're just going to hang on to this. We're going to be reusing it. Next, we're going to take off the kickstand safety switch, this cover here. And I forgot that, but that's an 8mm. So I'm just using a 1/4 inch for that. So just get both of these loosened up. Actually, these weren't real tight. Alright. Got that out of the way. And we want to hang on to this because we will be using it when we put everything back together. So we'll just set this to the side. Alright, next we got the kickstand safety switch. It's also an 8mm. So the kickstand's moving up. Also, this is not real tight. Looks like there was a little Loctite or something in there. So we'll just set this over to the side. And then, of course, we're going to reuse this, so we'll hang on to it. Alright, next we're going to take off the actual kickstand here. So we just want to hold this with the 14 here. And we're going to loosen it, break it loose with the 17 here. Again, this wasn't real tight either. Alright, so once you get the nut off the back, we're going to set that to the side, and then we're going to take out this center piece here. And as you can see, it's not real tight. Because, of course, this has to move. Too tight for my fingers, though. And you could also use a socket for this if you wanted to. Be just fine. And just like that, the factory kickstand is off. You can see it already added an aftermarket foot pad here. So we're going to reuse this as well. Alright, so a little prep here. I'm going to set this one at the highest setting here, so you got the place for your two Allen head here. So we're going to set it at the very highest and see how that works out. We can always adjust it later. Alright, so a little thread locker here. This is medium strength, just a tad. Be plenty. We might want to move them later. We'll just hang on to this. Might get to use it later. Alright, so we'll just drop these in. Start them by hand. And then we'll tighten them up. Alright, so we got this at the highest setting here, so we'll see how that works out. I just hand tighten these for now, but they do have some thread locker on. We're going to get this old grease off of here, just put some new on. course, this kickstand bolt, we'll just wipe it off. And again, we'll just put a little new on. Alright, so I like to use lithium grease on stuff like this. It's white, so when the grease gets like really bad, dirty, you know, it's always pretty apparent. You can take everything loose and clean it off. So I just put a little bit on. We don't need a whole lot. A little bit on the back side. And of course we'll put a little on this bolt here. This grease is fine, especially for this. Nothing's happening here. It's just a bolt holding a kickstand on. Doesn't have to be high temp or anything, just something to keep everything kind of lubed up. Alright, let's put this new kickstand on. Our bolt goes in. Now this would be faster with a ratchet or, of course, like a quarter drive impact, but not everybody has that stuff. Some will just lightly hand tighten that. You see we still got good movement. And of course now we'll put our nut on the back. And our 17 millimeter. All right, so now we're getting tight. We'll just make sure this is good and snug. Good. All right, so you'll notice our kickstand switch here has a little metal tab sticking out. We want to line that up with this hole that's in the actual kickstand here. Alright, and it dropped right in. So we'll just hold this. And we'll put this 8 millimeter bolt back in here. Always start everything by hand if you can. Cross threading is a pain that you never want to have to deal with. Now, so before I put the spring on and the cover and all that, I'm going to make sure we turn the key on, put it in gear, and just see if the bike will start. We want to make sure we got this safety side stand safety switch. Make sure it's properly orientated here. All right. So now we'll put our cover back on. It's a little aggravating on this particular bike because of the Acerbi's skid plate. It's kind of in the way, but it's not a huge deal. You can take it off if that bothers you. I'm just going to work around it. Just start it by hand. These are fine threads, so definitely don't want to jack those up. So I'll just pull down on the skid plate just a tad, and we're good. Alright, so now the fun part. So we got our factory OEM spring here. So we're going to hook it over this way with the long end of the spring toward the front of the bike, and then this little crook here pointed to the rear. And that way when you hook this on, it'll be flush here, whereas if you try to do it upside down, the spring, this is not going to fit. Here's too much offset. The spring will be hitting the actual kickstand. So we're going to go this way, and then just pull it right over this. Alright, let's see if we can get this in one try. So this has a bit of an offset. So we're just going to try to pull it straight over. You can see there's quite a bit of tension on that. I'm going to use my hand on back of the kickstand here. Whoop. Alright, there was one attempt. Let's try again. Alright, I'm sure there's a good way to do this. I don't know what it is. So we'll try it this way this time. Alright, attempt number 3. Or maybe not this way. In there. I do have eye protection on. Alright. Okay. Down and up. Alright. Let's tilt it over and see what the lean angle is now. Alright. Moment of truth. Alright, so we're at full lock, and I don't know how good that's showing up on video, but that is really close to just being almost straight up and down. So much better. I don't even know if this high setting is going to be good. I mean, it's like really close. That's at full lock. See what the degrees on my phone is now. Alright, so we're at full lock. Kickstand is adjusted all the way up. So let's see what we're looking like now. So back in the same spot. So we're at 2 degrees now, which is a huge difference. But like I said, this may actually be a little too straight up and down. But we'll try it out for a while and see. Like I said, there's quite a bit of sag in this bike. Of course, that's another complaint soft suspension people have. I don't have that, but anyway, we'll see how this goes, And but definitely no danger of the bike tipping over. Now I can't pull it, so so much better. So we'll run that a while, see what happens. I think it's definitely going to be a tad lighter than the OEM factory kickstand, but looks good. Nice big pad on it also. So we'll test it out. Yeah, much better. All right, Altrider adjustable side stand for the 300L.